You think you know about the Hollywood sign? Psh!
I'm Daniel.
I'm Katie, and this is a miniature horse.
And we're from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
Today's episode is brought to you by Blue Microphones, maker of the mouse microphone that we put our mouths up to on a regular basis, as in every single day that you watch the show. Good Mythical Morning.
Thanks for joining us today. The Hollywood sign.
Oh.
A global symbol of moving pictures and entertainment. The symbol, the bastion of hopes attached to stardom
And shattered dreams.
And shattered dreams as well.
We live in Los Angeles.
We live in sight of this sign.
And we see this sign on a regular basis, and we have heard tell that there is a hike, that you can hike up to it and see it.
Yes.
So we were intrigued by this, and separately, we have chosen to do this.
Because if something were to happen, well, at least there'd be one of us to carry on.
We don't do anything dangerous together, because if both of us are eliminated, it would be very difficult to find replacements for both of us at the same time.
So in other words, I took my wife on a hike to the Hollywood sign. What does that say about my relationship with my wife, Christy?
Well,
if we're gonna go, I want to go with her. That's exactly what it says.
Exactly, together.
And so we went about a month ago, and we hiked to the Hollywood sign, and I returned with reports of awesomeness. And I guess that I should get a cut of the admission of you going.
Admission?
You didn't pay?
No.
What'd you do?
I went the back way.
Oh, no, you don't have to
There
pay.
is no admission.
It's free.
And I went with
you went
my good friend Mike, who's in town from North Carolina, spending a couple of nights with us at our house, and we decided to do the manly thing, that is to hike and go to the Hollywood sign.
It's cool to be able to drive around the city and see this thing, which is such an iconic sign. But it's cooler to then see it later and say, I've been up to it.
But I was disappointed. I'm going to tell you why I was disappointed. Because I thought I could go up there and climb on it and touch it.
It's not monkey bars. It's a sign.
But you get up there and, okay, not only is it just fenced off with this crazy fence, but there are motion detectors and cameras all around this thing. There's like a tree of 360-degree cameras and motion detectors pointing every single way. And then there's cameras and motion detectors on the letters, because you actually hike up behind it and you look down from the top of the summit of the mountain down onto the letters, and you can see you're probably 50 feet from them at that point. Mm-hmm. And I actually was talking to Mike, the friend I was hiking with. He says, yeah, I was watching this thing listening to this thing on the BBC about this guy who climbed the fence and went up to it. And when he got close to it, there was somebody watching the cameras and said, "Sir, please step away from the sign. Sir, please step away from the sign." And it was the guy specifically talking to him. It wasn't like a recording. It was somebody in a tower somewhere.
Was it like God, or?
No, it was.
He didn't use his name?
I don't think God cares who touches the Hollywood sign.
Oh.
I think it was a person who works for the people who are in charge of the Hollywood sign.
Well, stay tuned, because we will reveal what all the hubbub is about as to why there's so much security. But let's put a pin in that.
But I almost died. I almost die a lot. But
yeah, what does that say about you?
I almost died on the way down because we took a shortcut down this path that you probably shouldn't have gone down.
If you called 911, I'm sorry, but I don't want to hear the story. I'm tired of that.
I didn't call 911.
Your family calling 911.
I was shimmying down this mountain, and then
You went off the path.
I went off the path.
I saw that.
To take a shortcut.
When you go down, you're creating erosion. If everyone was like you, the sign wouldn't be there in 6 months, because it would erode down the side of Mount Lee.
It looked like fun. I just decided to go down it, and Mike came.
It looked like fun. I care nothing about the ramifications of my erotive actions.
And Mike came down behind me, and at one point, he's like 15 feet above me. I hear him.
This is a steep place, because I did see it.
Yeah. I was sliding down it.
You could not stand.
At one point, I hear him say, "Watch out! There's a rock coming." I'm like, okay, I'll turn around and dodge this little rock that's coming, right? I turn around, there is a rock this big, 3 times the size of my head, rolling and picking up steam and coming right at my shoulders, which are facing uphill. Just in time, I move out of the way. I get my head and my major organs out of the way of the rock, because this rock would have seriously hurt me. But then I realized that my very long legs are still in the path of the rock. And at the very last second, I scissor kick. I go like this, and the rock bounces and goes over one leg and under the other and keeps going.
How
down
did
the
you
hill.
know it wasn't going to hit the lower leg?
I couldn't move both legs because I would have fallen down the whole mountain. I had to keep one point of contact, and I just went whoop, and it went right under my leg.
So at that point, you hear the security guy come over the megaphone, and he says, "Almost gotcha."
No, I don't think that was security. I think it was just Mike dislodging a rock.
I think it might have been them for taking this, taking the shortcut. I thought it would be fun to amass some Hollywood sign trivia, and then ask you true or false questions and see how much you know. Hopefully, you didn't read any signs up there, but there's not really much signage. You might.
There's one really big sign that says Hollywood.
Oh, you read that one?
Yeah. It's really big.
I mean, like other ones, they have trivia.
Oh, didn't read any of those.
Okay, you guys can play along at home, see if you can learn something about the Hollywood sign. True or false, Rhett? The sign was originally built in 1923 as a temporary structure to promote a housing development.
True, I know that. I saw it in a book.
What, you read a book?
I was at the library one time. I was in the bookstore at some museum.
So you cheated. When I told you I was doing this, you checked out a book at the library?
Years ago. That's true.
Okay, it is true. The subdivision, I'll call it, it was nicer homes, but the subdivision is called Hollywood Land, and so the sign actually said originally Hollywood Land. The original sign was covered in working light bulbs. True or false?
False.
True. It had 4,000 20-watt light bulbs all over each letter. At night, the sign blinked into the Hollywood night. First Holly, then Wood, and finally Land.
Really?
Punctuated by a giant Hollywood Land.
Now, there are no lights on it now, though. You don't see it at night. It goes away when the sun goes
Right.
away.
There's not even a spotlight on
There's
it.
no uplighting on it.
No, nothing at all. In 1923, aspiring actress Lois Griffin committed suicide by jumping from the 50-foot tall H.
No, she jumped from the L.
You're correct, but for the wrong reason. Her name was Peg Entwistle, not the wife on Family Guy. Lois Griffin. That was a little change that I made.
Oh.
By 1978, the sign was in such despair, it read, Hullywad.
Hullywad?
Hullywad. It was half the first O was gone, the top half.
I know what's going on. I can picture it in my mind. True.
Oh, see, I shouldn't have tried to sell it because it is true.
Yep. Hullywad.
To fund repairs in 1978, Walt Disney hosted a fundraiser where individual sign letters were ceremonially auctioned off at $27,700 per letter.
And then, taken from the mountain?
No, that money was used to rebuild the Hollywood sign.
Oh, I was like, I got the Barbara. It's really big, but we can put it in the yard.
True or false?
I paid $27,700. True.
No, it's false. Hugh Hefner, not Walt Disney, held the fundraiser. But that is how they raised money. Rock singer Alice Cooper funded the rebuilding of the first O.
False.
True. Rock singer Ozzy Osbourne funded the rebuilding of the I.
Is this another one?
Yeah.
True.
There's not even an I in the sign. I got it!
Yeah, there is.
Les Kelly, originator of the Kelly Blue Book,
Hollywood.
funded the I.
Hollywood.
I mean, funded the L. There is no I. No, I want to believe there's an I.
There's no I in team
I got
either.
you, though. No, there's not. In January of 76, to celebrate California's decriminalization of marijuana, the sign was altered to read Hollyweed.
Start that one over?
I want. True or false?
To honor what?
The decriminalization of marijuana. The sign was altered to read Hollyweed.
Legally or illegally?
Decriminalization of marijuana in California.
But was this sanctioned or was this illegal? Because it would never have been sanctioned.
It was illegally altered, the sign, for the decriminalization of marijuana.
False.
No, true. Hollyweed actually did happen. Danny Finegood, a student at Cal State Northridge, pulled the stunt as a class project and received an A. During the 87 Iran-Contra hearings, it was altered by the same guy to read Ollywood, like Oliver North.
I was going to change it to Dollywood. That's what I would have done.
It hasn't been done. False.
Because it would have confused.
True or false?
False.
True. In an elaborate 1995 wedding proposal, Janusz Kaminski asked Holly Hunter, the actress, to marry him by altering the sign to say Holly, W-Y-M-M. Holly, will you marry me? She said yes.
She also had some insight to know that was for her and it wasn't just Hollywood.
He took her to it and said,
oh, I did this.
Yeah.
What do you think it means?
True or false?
Holly, will you murder me? No. Holly, will you marry me? True.
False, but they did get married. They're now divorced. Just a few more. In 2001, guerrilla ad campaign for the grocery store chain, the sign was altered to read Whole Foods.
False.
That's true. Raffi side.
I'm getting everyone wrong, by the way. And there's a 50% chance. Like, I'm going for broke. I'm going to go false. I'm going to go wrong the rest of the time to keep a streak alive.
Each letter is 50 foot tall.
That's false, even though it's true. I'm going to try to keep getting it wrong.
No, it is false. They're 45 foot tall. Originally, they were 50 foot tall.
I actually got it wrong and getting it wrong, which is even better. Streak is alive.
The sign got smaller. Two more. The H was set on fire by an arsonist on New Year's Eve 1999, right before the Y2K thing.
False.
That's right. It was illuminated in the millennial lighting. They spotlit it. And lastly, the letters were installed at varying altitudes, creating an undulating effect in order to, quote, catch the eye of visitors.
True.
False. It looks to be undulating, but if you're at the altitude of the sign, it's totally level.
I noticed that when I was there the other day, hiking and looking at it for hours.
Oh, so you did that? Hopefully you guys learned something. We should have a mythical meetup at the top of Mount Lee. We should set a date, and all mythical beasts who want to hike to the top of the Hollywood sign, we should meet up there.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it should be the year 3000.
In the year 3000, meet us there at 1 a.m., July 17th.
Oh, gosh!
Link smells awful. You have to read it so people will know what the deal is.
Oh! Was that you? Something smells awful in here!
Hold on. Let's start this over because I need to smell you because you're the one who stinks.
Oh, it says Link smells awful. I thought it was Link smells something awful. And I was going to go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, you were way ahead of yourself on that one.
Sorry. False.
What is that? What you smell that?
No, I don't smell anything. I mean,
Oh! Is that your hoodie?
no, it's not. It's not my hoodie.
Is it your t-shirt?
No.
Is it your actual skin?
No.
Ah! You smell awful!